Okay, hello and welcome. I'm so glad that you're here today. The session today is a gentle and loving introduction to breathwork and mindfulness. It will be about getting to know our body and our breath better, and also about expanding our lung volume. So you might ask yourself, now, why is this important? Obviously, because every breath provides oxygen to the body. So our bones, our muscles, our brain, our organs, they're nourished with each breath that we take. But also, proper breathing helps us to find out how we're feeling right now. So we can actually perceive and reduce stress symptoms, anxiety, and thereby increase our well-being. So that it is a bit with the theory for now. I will tell you more while we're breathing. So what we will do today, in a state of rest, we breathe about 10 to 18 times per minute, or about 23,000 times a day. But how often do we actually breathe consciously? Probably not very often, right? So that's what we're focusing on today, on conscious breathing. I will guide a journey of the breath flowing in and out of our body. We will connect with our belly breathing. We will also learn how to direct the breath into the rib cage, the chest, and even the upper back, the shoulders. And with this, we'll explore the benefits of deep breathing in general and belly breathing in particular. So, as a setup, you actually don't need anything else but yourself and your body. So you can sit either on the floor like me, you can sit on a couch, you can sit on a chair, you can go outside, sit on a park bench if that's possible. The most important thing is that your upper body has a lot of space to open up, to move. So the very good thing about online is that you can unbutton your pants here so that your belly can actually really be full and big. And before you get started, take a moment for yourself, get comfortable. Maybe you need one or two more pillows. Maybe there's another sip of your drink that you want to take. And whenever you're ready, come back and we'll continue. We'll start with our breath work. So let's start breathing then. And before we do that, we normally bring a bit of movement into the body, which means maybe it feels good to circling the shoulders, especially if we're sitting in front of the screen and on the computer for the whole day. It probably means that our shoulders are a bit collapsed, maybe the back is a bit hunched, and we tend to kind of move forward. So come into an opposite position here, like really opening up the chest. Maybe that means opening up the arms to the sides, lifting the chin a little bit to the ceiling, to the sky. And then also using your head, your neck, and your shoulders to move the body. So it would be as if you're taking a good look around the space that you're in. So you're looking right, left, up and down. So taking a look at the ceiling or the sky, as well as the floor. Also checking out the space behind the screen, right? Whatever you can see there. And most importantly, also take a look behind you. So moving the neck, the head, the shoulders is a really good way to down-regulate the nervous system. And actually looking behind us, so it's funny, but it's really important to see, okay, there's no scary lion or a scary boss behind us, right? So it means that we're actually safe, we're in a safe space. And that is very often a prerequisite to be able to close down the eyes. So here the invitation is to close down the eyes. If that feels still uncomfortable, or if it makes you a bit anxious, or you notice you get up into the head, then feel free to keep them open. You can always look down onto the floor, onto the desk behind, in front of you, just ideally not onto the screen. And then pay attention to the sounds that you notice around you. Apart from my voice, what are the sounds that you can hear right now? And then bringing the attention closer and closer to you and your body. Just feeling the body here, all the parts of your body that are touching the floor. Maybe it's the soles of the feet, maybe the buttocks. Maybe you can even lean back. And I always like to imagine that I'm sitting outside in the grass, actually really touching Mother Earth and feeling that connection. And maybe this is something you can imagine right now as well. And sensing that the ground is holding you here. But there's nothing that you have to do right now. That you can allow and give all your weight to the floor. And then just feeling the breath, observing it, how it flows into your body and out of your body. And I know that whenever I say notice your breath, we're already trying to control the breath. But maybe you can just allow it to be and observe it in that. Then take a moment to check in with yourself here. And you can ask yourself, how am I doing right now? And then we follow the breath on a little journey. So allow the breath to flow in through your nose and out through the nose as well. And maybe you can feel the stream of air in your nostrils, how the air flows down a little bit cooler. Then it comes out. It probably comes out warmer or even hot. And observe the breath here as it flows in and out through the nose, nourishing your body with every breath. And you can imagine to be following the air into your nostrils, flowing next to all the little nose hair into the back of the head, the air flowing down towards the throat, the neck, to the airways passing the collarbone, flowing into the chest. How the airways divide here into the right and left lobe of the lungs. And the right lobe of the lung is a bit bigger, has a bit more space. The smaller one sits on the left side because there's our heart. Our heart is taking quite some space here. And maybe you notice that your upper body kind of expands with each breath that you take. As with every inhale, your lungs expand, they grow big towards the top, the bottom, the sides, the front, the back, right and left. They're growing larger, they're opening up the chest and the rib cage. And maybe you feel how your upper body is expanding like a big balloon with every inhale. With every exhale, it's contracting, a bit like a little raisin, coming smaller and smaller. And then you inhale again, feeling the rib cage open, the chest lift, the belly expand, and letting go. And if you like, you can place 1 or 2 hands onto the belly and allow the breath to flow deeper into the belly. So with every inhale, the belly expands here like a big balloon, kind of like pushing out into the hands. And as you exhale, the belly button comes closer to the spine all by itself. And continue to breathe into the belly. And although we say that we're breathing into the belly, it's actually not that our lungs expand into the belly, but rather the diaphragm, which is connected to our lungs, expands towards our lower abdominal area. It kind of pushes out the organs into the belly so that the lungs have more space to expand in our torso. So you can imagine that with every breath that you take into the belly, the diaphragm is kind of massaging the intestines, massaging the organs that are in this part of our body. And this is why belly breathing is so important. Because deep breathing is actually really good for our digestion. It wakes up the intestines. So maybe if you hear them gurgling right now, then you're doing it exactly right. But also most of our happiness hormones, about 90% of our serotonin is produced in the intestine. So I think this is another very important reason why to practice belly breathing. So take 1 more deep breath into your belly, let it become all big and wide. And as you exhale, it softens. And then we move the hands up towards the rib cage and just place them gently at some area on your rib cage and direct your breath into the center of your body. Breathing into the rib cage and feeling how the rib cage opens up with every breath that you're taking. And it can be that this movement is very subtle, very small, maybe barely noticeable. And with time, this opening of the rib cage will become more apparent. And to breathe consciously, a breathing practice is like any other sports practice too. The more we try it out, the better and the easier it will be. The deeper we can breathe. So take 1 more deep breath into the ribcage. Let it expand to the front, the back, to the side. And exhale it all out. And then we move the hands towards top of the chest. And just place them here, taking a couple of deep breaths into the chest. Allowing the chest to lift with every inhale. Maybe you can also sense how the air is flowing even into the shoulders and the upper back. And as you exhale, shoulders, back, and chest are dropping. And let's take one more deep breath. And exhale it all out. You can relax the hands again, or if you like, you can also keep one hand on the chest and one hand on the belly, as we will now connect the breathing. We will connect the belly, the rib cage, and the chest. And this is also called yogic breathing, which means that as we inhale, we first fill up the belly. Then the rib cage opens up. And lastly, we breathe into the chest. Then out of the chest, out of the rib cage, and lastly, out of the belly. So breathe into the belly, the rib cage, chest, out of the chest, the rib cage, belly. In for 2 counts, belly, rib cage, chest, and out for 2 counts, chest, rib cage, belly. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Belly in 2, rib cage 3, 4, chest 5, 6. Out of the chest 2, rib cage 3, 4, belly 5, 6. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last time. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Deep breath in, belly, rib cage, chest. Open the mouth, side out. Return to the natural rhythm of your breath. And just notice how it is to be breathing like this. Maybe you can feel like it's challenging or even a bit hard. And as I mentioned, it's a practice, so with time it will get easier. There's no right or wrong here. There's just a matter of being present with what's going on right now. And you might also feel a bit of a tingling sensation or even a bit of a dizziness that could also happen because we're not used to be breathing in and out fully. That's normal, but if it bothers you, you can always come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. And we will continue with this form of breathing, and I will implement some breath holds. So we will hold the breath at the top with full lungs just for 2 counts. And we will hold the breath out for 2 counts at the bottom, so when the lungs are empty. So if you like, you can still place a hand onto the belly and another hand onto the chest. If that feels uncomfortable, just relax the hands. Feel into what's best for you right now. And then let's take one more deep breath together, filling the belly, rib cage, and chest. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Then inhale, belly. 1, 2, rib cage 3, 4, chest 5, 6. Hold it. 1, 2. Exhale, chest 1, 2, rib cage 3, 4, belly 5, 6. Hold it out. 1, 2. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it out. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it out. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it out. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it out. One last time. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Deep breath in, filling the belly, rib cage, and chest. And then open the mouth, release it all out, sigh it out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly coming back to the natural rise and fall of your breath. And then take a moment here, checking in. What are you noticing right now? How are you feeling right now? What has changed in the last 25 minutes? And then let's take 3 more deep breaths together here. Breathe into the belly, rib cage, and chest. Hold it at the top for a moment. And then open the mouth, release it all out. Another deep, full, and long breath in. Fill your lungs completely and then hold it for a little moment. Open the mouth, let it go. And last deep breath together. Let this one be the longest, the fullest, the deepest that you have taken all day, all week long. And then open the mouth, sigh it all out. And then feeling the body touching the ground, bringing in a little bit of movement, the fingers and hands and toes and feet. Maybe you want to give yourself a nice big stretch. And in your own time, you can open up the eyes, but ideally don't bring them directly to the screen, but rather, again, take a look around the space that you're in and noticing, oh, actually, I'm still here in the same space as before, even if I went on to a whole journey with my breath right now. So, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful rest of the day and the week.